speak to the average Greek or the average Turk and you say to them that there are a lot of Arabic words in your language, this is not something that's going to, they're not going to be so aware of it. We have been influenced towards a Western direction rather than to be aware of what our actual neighborhood is. I started off as a print journalist, covering what is known as the Middle East, the Arabic Middle East, the Turkish Middle East, the Persian Middle East. The interest in the Middle East started when when my father was living in Aleppo in 1996. He was studying classical Arabic, and he invited me to go and visit him during my Easter holiday. And it also reminded me that I spent a big part of my childhood while I was waiting for the Smurfs cartoon to come on television, watching news coverage from Lebanon, Beirut. When I was growing up in the 1980s, there was a civil war going on there. Then my mother said to me, she advised me to do a difficult language at university. She said, instead of wasting your time having fun, you should leave university having studied something, learned something. So I did Arabic. I mean, one interesting word is baraka, which means blessing, and you have it in all of the languages of the region. You have it in Farsi, you have it in Turkish, bereket, you have it in Greek, bereketi, and you can kind of trace through the development of this word and the sharing of this word how we have some commonalities in the region. In the beginning, I wasn't very optimistic about the Arab Spring because whenever you package a movement into under a neat title and you try to condense the experiences of several different countries with different histories, but also different levels of societal dysfunction into one experience, you end up annulling them or diminishing them. I felt that the Arab region was sociologically suffering from a lot of issues that would not be solved by just toppling the head of a few governments. Other people said that it's the beginning of a long process, and that's also true. It is the beginning of a long process, and things will never go back to where they were before. But I think sometimes, it's a chicken or egg situation. Did the Arabs suddenly in 2011 in one huge expulsion of common consciousness decide that they have lived in indignity for decades, or did something go wrong in the actual social pact under which these dictatorships function? Because every system, even a dictatorship, functions with a social pact. And if you look at the price of basic goods, of agricultural goods, they were rising in 2007, in 2008, in 2010 to unprecedented levels. And a big part of the social pact between the rulers and the ruled in the region had to do with affordable shelter, food, education, even jobs, a kind of an infantilized existence from cradle to grave. The only question now is whether this something will emerge before climate change has had even more damaging effects on the region, or after that. And I think that a big part of the refugee movements that we're seeing right now have nothing to do with the fact that, they have to do with the fact that war has come over these countries, but also war has come over these countries because of other deeper reasons.